Hello, my friends! My people! The cat is back. Oh, apparently I already have streaming now set up. I forgot to change that. Darn it. Hi, everyone! I hope you had a great weekend, being that it is Tuesday. Hope. Yes, it is Tuesday, okay. I don't know why I never trust myself when I'm like that. It's just like, is this the right day of the week? Maybe it isn't. Hi, Ron. So, what has happened in the past few days? I don't fucking know. I hit level 92. I think that's the main thing. I redid my flasks, so I'm using an Onslaught flask and 2 Evasion flasks now. There's better versions of what I already had. Change anything else out? I changed out this ring, so I have lots of Chaos Res now. So I'm at 51% Chaos Res. And I changed out my helmet, so now I have notable evasion rating. Yay! And also a lot of health. That's mainly where I'm at right now. So, there's 1 or 2 things I wanted to do before we get into things in more depth. First, I should ask, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully well. Loading to King's March. We have a ship to rescue. We will be doing that fairly soon. Doing well. It's been a busy week, but it feels like it's starting to level off now. How are you? I'm doing good. Admittedly, I've spent a lot of time the past week or so very busy. I'm trying to get better about actually giving myself time to rest for things. It's not really second nature to me to rest. It's just not something my brain is used to. So, trying to get myself to do that. I don't want this in my playlist. I like set scenes, but I don't like the remixes. Go away now. Okay. It's not really first nature for me to rest, so I've been trying to kind of learn how to do that. So I've been spending most of today resting. But I have this habit of spending a whole shit ton of time just doing one thing or another, and if I stop doing things, I feel like, I don't know, like I'm wasting my life. It's just really hard to stop and just do things purely because I like them. Like, I always want to get shit done. And I'm always surrounded by shit that just reminds me that if I got it done, I probably would be happier. But also, I am a creature of finite energy, like all other humans. And I can't just keep going and going and going and going. So, I'm trying to learn that. It's been pretty busy, though, because I'm sure most people don't know this, but for anyone who's keeping track... Oh no, the realms are going to go down in 25 minutes. For anyone who's been keeping track, I'm now doing 7 videos a week. I'm doing 3 edited videos for pathofexile on Black Khat Studio. I'm doing 2 VODs at Black Khat Streams. And then I'm doing 2 long series, in this case, Dead Rising videos, on the weekends. Which successfully fills all 7 days of the week. Which is a fair bit. It's a fair bit. And it's been getting to me a bit. I'm trying to, you know, breathe and actually do more reasonable amount of things, but it's not in my nature, because as soon as I stop what I'm doing, like, I'm like, okay, I need to rest, maybe not spend every waking moment producing videos. As soon as I do that, I'm like, oh, I have another project I want to work on, and then I immediately start working on that project. And then it's just like, oh, well, I'm not actually resting yet. Like, I'm still working. It's just that I've changed what I'm working on. And that doesn't really fulfill my need for actual rest. But it's just very hard for me to get used to the concept of, okay, I need to stop doing things, and what it looks like to just not do something. Because, like, it's honestly, I find it hard to imagine what not doing things looks like. And maybe that sounds silly, because, I mean, not doing things is, well, just, like, sitting down and not doing things, but that's just not natural for me. I'm naturally always working on something or thinking of something. Even when I'm driving places or walking the dog, I'm, like, processing in my mind things that I could do, that I'm working on and need to, like, work out the logistics of. My brain doesn't really sleep unless I sleep. Some days makes me wonder if my chronic exhaustion comes from the fact that I just don't ever stop doing shit. Well, I mean, I know for sure it's not just that, but that could have a very large part of it. But yeah, I have lots of, like, strange and weird ideas that I want to work on, or just, like, fun things, or just I just happen to think up some random thing that I've actually really been wanting to do, and I'm like, okay, I want to work on that, but it's hard to resist working on things. That's kind of me, is I've been really just... It's just this constant struggle of trying to force myself to stop working when I finish, like, the minimum of what I need to do. Because I never actually let myself rest enough that I am, like, fully rested up. But, like, it is unfortunately a skill that you have to learn, how to rest. If you are the type to just, like, if you're the workaholic type. And no shade to my parents or anything like that, but I was raised by two workaholics. And that very much I very much inherited those things. Which isn't their fault, it's my decision what I do with my life. But, I am my father's daughter, for better or for worse. In that sense, at least. Yeah. Slowly learning how to not overwork myself constantly. There's, like, a whole lot of, literature out there about the cycle of overwork and how we become used to overworking ourselves, and if we aren't overworking ourselves, we feel like we're not doing anything because our standards have been pushed so high that that's just what we expect for ourselves, is that we will be overworking. And it's not that we are like, intentionally overworking ourselves. It's just that that's our baseline for normal. So when you start to seek your normal, you actually end up seeking overwork, just by the nature of that's what you're used to. That's what's been required of you. Colleges and universities, they overwork you during your semester. It is not a healthy amount of schoolwork they give you. Jobs, they don't give you a healthy amount of work. They give you the amount of work that will give them the most amount of money. Even growing up, just in, like, elementary school and high school, a lot of the time, that work isn't realistic either. So it's kind of a danger of the modern age. Or maybe it's always been a problem, who knows? Though it used to be a bit different if it's like, well, I overwork myself because the cows need to get milked, and if I don't, then we have a problem, and I can't feed my family for the winter. Like, that's a bit different. But we're not, like, we don't need to be in a survival scenario anymore. Theoretically, we have enough in this world that none of us actually have to be, like, desperate for survival. Unfortunately, a lot of us are. Most of us are. But, I mean, that's a different conversation about socioeconomic politics and all of that, and I'm not getting into that whole mess. Because, yeah. That is one fucking mess. Anyways. So, the answer is tired, as always. But that's not abnormal. I don't remember what I actually do with my life. That's, like, remotely interesting. I don't have 5 of these, I have 2. It's so nice to be able to liquidate things immediately. Okay, so the realm's gonna go down about 17-ish minutes. I want to go over the build and the changes I've made to it in Path of Building, but I'm gonna hold off on that just until the time runs out, basically, and we're off, because we're gonna need to be off the realm anyways for a little bit. So in the meantime, we are going to go and rescue the Sievler. We're gonna go rescue the Sievler. We are going to Sailor's Folly to rescue this Sievler. Oh, is this Admiral Valerius again? I actually just put out... Yep, it is. I just put out a guide on, or just a boss fight on the channel about Admiral Valerius because I just had to fight him. So he has a few different attacks. One of the main ones that you're going to see is that he's going to create a blue circle around you, like that, and drop an anchor. It's got quite a fair bit of lead up to it, so it's pretty easy to see what you're going to be getting. There is the light red circles, which are the cannon fire. They just pop up every once in a while, and they do physical damage. Actually, they do either physical damage or fire damage, I can't remember. Once you've done a third of his health, or 2/3 of his health, you end up in this phase. Which is just avoid touching the walls, basically. Whoa. Okay, the cannonballs actually do an amount of damage. Kind of expecting them not to, so I wasn't really dodging. Okay. Anchor. Okay, he's at a third now, so he'll be doing another phase. As far as I can tell, the waves do a very small amount of damage. The main issue is that if you get pushed into these spikes of water, that you'll get these soak to the bone stacks, where you'll take extra damage from his attacks. Which is a problem. Also, I don't think you can, like, properly use your skills while you're being pushed by it. By the waves, so it's gonna make teleporting out of the way kind of tricky. I will say, though, spell damage tends to be my weaker point, and I don't seem to be taking much spell damage from the waves, really, so I don't know. Also, you get like 50,000 gold from killing him, which is amazing. So if you can rescue your people, you absolutely want to. Very worth it. That's enough to get some of the endgame upgrades immediately. I still need some blue xanthian so I can finish upgrading my... I don't know how many ranks there are, actually. I assume there was 10, but maybe I'm wrong. For the xanthian. One. How's it order? This one. Okay. It's the expensive one, 200 per hour. If I swap over a bunch of stuff, then we can probably have it done by the end of the stream. Yeah, that's gonna put out, I'm gonna get about 500 over the next hour. We'll be able to actually upgrade that. Also, upgrade to get some rare ores found, because that sounds great. Oh, do I want ore found? Yeah. Oh, there's ranks above 10. Okay. Arcing ore in areas grants gold equal to the amount of ore. Oh my gosh, that's actually really good. That's really good. Well, I only have 16,000. I'll have enough by the time it comes back up. I haven't touched my runesmithing table. It's still on rank 5, and my melters are still on rank 7, just because I don't really need it. I can't swap out my Beanos, so I can't use the runesmithing table, since it's only for rare items, rare weapons specifically. So that's kind of just not something I can do. I'll dump some rings in here. Shit.
Just to touch you. Now my scars are open and they're bleeding out too. But I'd do it all again if you were here too.
I wish you could have it sort by what gives the most dust. Because I definitely would be sorting it by that a lot more. Oh, I should send off my ships now that they're back. Oh, I should really be ranking up my ships too, because my ships seem to bring in... Shipping seems to bring in the money. I mean... Mining is meant to support smelting, and smelting is meant to support shipping as well as upgrading. Farming is meant to support shipping as well as upgrading. Yeah, actually, shipping is the only way you make money besides mapping, and mapping doesn't seem worth it. I should actually upgrade my shipping. Not right now. They don't have stuff. Oh, I don't have any money in treasury. That's why nothing's going anywhere. I need to add some more money to my treasury. I'll give them 10k so they'll run for a little while. Okay, so I need to actually put something somewhere. Where are you going? You're going over there. So I want someone to send pumpkins and orbs here. 1,000 pumpkins, 500 orbs. Unfortunately, Risk does not give you a chance for your ship to be commandeered, because I would really like to force that boss fight as much as possible, because it's a really useful boss fight to do, as you can see from the money I got. I basically want to bosses to come and attack my settlement, because it seems to be ideal to do that. Oh, I have 2 things ready. Okay. I guess I will do Tora first. I like Tora being in research, so it's unfortunate that I'm going to have to take her out of it. Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time. Kill all the everything I could here. I'm gonna kill what I need to kill to get more gold, mainly. If I leave behind barrels, I don't care. I'll kill whatever's convenient. Yeah. There we go. So while we were between streams, I managed to do 3 more Katharinas. I'm now, as you can see, if you look at the sidebar on the right, I am now 0 for 6 with Katarina, so that's not amazing. He's been awfully mean to me. I did, however, get a Divine Beauty from something? I don't remember. It was one of the rooms for Katarina. I got a Divine Beauty, and I got another 50C Divination card as well. So I've made a little bit of money on her, but nothing like last league. I have all of the Syndicate stuff now, too, so if one of the passives was, like, broken or something and giving me a bunch of extra stuff last league, I don't think that's the case anymore, because it's just, I'm not getting it. So, we'll see if our 7th Katarina, coming up soon, will give us stuff, but who knows. Ow. Oh, that's a Marlene. Good. Better than my Marlene's. Next question. Probably the 7 league step will be a viable one. As for 5C. Okay, this is the 225 and I have a 227, so this is worse. Oh well. This is my Tora one to add more gem experience. When am I still leveling? Leveling more duration support. Actually, what I can do there for now. I feel like it's been more than 5 minutes, but I haven't gotten another update on the realm restarting. Weird. Oh, hold on. Back here. Where did that div card just go? Darn it. I need that. Oh, there it is, the escape. Okay, so we're going to rank up gem 40% and 42%. Okay, so I will just use this one. How much is the escape on here? 2. I'm gonna do 5. I will do the slow method. Okay, well, we should still have more time, so I'll do transportation as well. Oh, the leader. Thankfully, it's the necromancer, so that's not actually that dangerous. Okay, and that's 42. I'm gonna be able to do a lot more damage soon. Oh, I also swapped out Ancestral Call support for more damage support. Or, sorry, more duration support. That is much, much nicer. And it also gives me the patented poison, you're dead, but you're watching something else die too still. Which is quite nice. Because my poison stacks went up from 22 seconds to 33 seconds. So they last quite a long time now. It's making me a bit nervous that the time is not updating on the restart. Yes, with oh. I didn't even notice, right? Okay, and that's Mastermind experience. Ooh, it was just a chest full of gold. Weird. Was that supposed to have something else in it? Something else pop out? Random unidentified equipment? Okay, I don't know what that chest was supposed to be. Whatever it is, it failed. Three blacksmith whetstones and 3 armor scraps. Well, that is certainly quite the amazing turn, huh? You might need to update the returns a bit on some of the stuff. Oh, okay. Apparently this is now realm maintenance. They just forgot to tell us what it was doing. Okay, that's weird. Well, that's kind of rude, but whatever. We did get everything we needed though from that, and we finished it in time. Don't know why it stopped telling us what the time was, but that's whatever. Anyways. Okay, so this is the Viper Strike build. I've done some changes to it since the last time. We are going to be looking at the basic version of the build. At base, with full poison stacks, we're at 8.7 million DPS. Fairly high chaos res, resistances, spell suppression, evade chance. We have decent energy shield with ghost dance to recover it, and we have decent health with life regen and mana with mana regen. Our max hits are they're okay for a basic version of the build. That's fine. So, the main focus of the Viper Strike build is using strike skills with Perfect Agony. So the way that Perfect Agony now works is your critical strike multiplier is now your damage over time multiplier. Critical strikes do not deal extra damage, and no non-critical strikes cannot inflict ailments now. So if you don't crit, you don't inflict ailments, but if you do crit, all your crit multi is now your ailments. Things like Marlene's Fallacy that give over 200 crit multi give you over 200 dot multi, which is obscene. So, for this build, we have a lot of what you would expect from the basic stuff. One-handed damage, damage over time. We have 2 accuracy clusters here. We have spell damage clusters or spell suppression clusters with lucky spell suppression to give extra. Evasion, 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 damage, health, so on. Most of this is pretty self-explanatory. We take Whispers of Doom for a second curse. And I think that is more or less it. We have our Flask Mastery here to give us an extra Flask charge on Critical Strike, which is nice. We do not take Critical Strikes from anything that is poisoned, which is more or less everything. So that is actually a really, really nice defense. And we have Critical Strike chance against enemies that are on full life as well from the Critical Mastery, which is actually really important. Because what that means is that we are most likely to crit the first time we hit something, which means that we are most likely to poison the first time we hit something. And one poison is enough to kill just about any white or blue mob. Even most rare mobs can still be one hit with poison. So, it's pretty useful for that. For our Ascendancy, we are going to do basically what you would expect. We're taking lots of crit with power charges, taking lots of poison. For items, I have simplified things a little bit. For the basic version, we still have Venomous Toxins. I am still trying to decide if I want to remove that or not. It gives damage and damage with poison per power charge, but we are no longer going to be using Aspect of the Spider. But we have Beano's Kitchen Knife here for crit multi, and most importantly for poison proliferation. This is essential for pack clearing. You can also do the same thing with the passive on the Pathfinder, but the Pathfinder just can't get the same damage that the Assassin can currently. We have Leper's Olm, which is a shield that you probably wouldn't expect to see used, but the increase in duration of ailments on enemies is really, really good. And it has Shared Suffering, which means that if you have an elemental ailment on you, and you hit something, then it will transfer that elemental ailment from you to them instead. Which is great. If you're on, let's say, chilled ground or shocked ground or burning ground, actually, I don't know about burning ground, but you can transfer all those ailments to anything you hit, which is nice. Again, Venomous Toxins for the power charge stuff. You can just replace this with a rare helmet. I'm probably going to swap that in the basic version anyways. We're using the Covenant because the added chaos damage is just so far above any other option that we basically can't replace it. There's no rare chest piece that can hold up to it. There's no unique chest piece that can hold up to it. It's just too much damage. We have our Evasion Gloves here, which give us an extra strike. We won't be worrying about the influence immediately for the basic version. We have more action speed, so on. We have our Marlene's here, which gives us Culling Strike, and lots of dot multi through the global crit multi. Chaos, Chaos, Fences, and so on. For our gems in the basic version of the build, we are going to be using Flame Dash, because Dash Dash isn't as good without having 3 charges. I don't know why they still only have 1 charge on normal Dash. It's not very good for that. We have Blight here for giving increased chaos damage. We have Haste for hitting things more often to add more poison stacks. We have Bane here, which will activate both Despair and Temporal Change at the same time. I found that Bane actually has a anti-synergy with the crit chance on full life. So I've learned that it is important to hit things first to poison them, and then Bane them to apply Despair and Temporal Chains. Currently they're all level 19 for the basic version, because you honestly don't need level 20 for these. We will add that later, but for now, with the basic version, it's not required anyway. We have a Wither Totem, which is just, we can spawn 2 totems, and with this amount of cast speed from faster casting, they will be able to wither things and put up to 15 wither stacks. Technically, they can get 16 wither stacks before the wither expires, but you can only have 15 max, so yeah. You can, since you'll be placing 2 at once with multiple totems, you can actually put down 3, which means that it'll be keeping the wither up very fast, which is good too. Viper Strike! For the basic version, we will be using Ancestral Call rather than getting our number of strikes from anywhere else. So this will just give us an extra 2 enemies that we hit. Nice. We have Multi-Strike, which means we can't use Ambush, which other people have asked me about before. Which is unfortunate, because Ambush gives like a lot of, like 100 and something crit multi. We have Momentum, which means so we can attack faster. Deadly Ailments, critical strikes. Okay, over here we have... check. No, we are not doing that anymore, because we stopped doing that. Forgot to change this. So we have our reservation skills here. I don't really know what to put in the 3rd slot yet. I haven't figured that one out. Originally we had it split between life and mana reservation, but I figured out that the 1% extra elemental resistances just wasn't worth it. It's not worth the extra gem slots. So we have an open gem slot there to use eventually. That will eventually be Enlighten, but I don't really see a reason to leave Enlighten in the build yet, because it's just not needed. Honestly, we pump out enough mana via the... where is it? Oh. We pump out enough mana via the mana leech from Clever Thief that generally will be good enough that we won't need we won't really need to have the mana regen that we have, but it is nice. The mana regen helps a little bit. Mainly, we get our mana back from this, and as long as we have Clever Thief, honestly, I find that I never have any issues with the mana cost of skills or the life cost that the Covenant adds. It covers it just fine. And finally, we have Automation, which gives us Steel Skin every once in a while, about 50% of the time. Great. And it gives us Phase Run occasionally, which will just mean that you will just get random bursts of speed and phasing and stealth, which helps you reposition regularly. And if it happens while you're fighting something, the buff immediately goes away and turns into a melee damage buff, which gives you a bunch of extra melee damage, and as soon as that hits, then you get to do a bit of extra damage. I have it off right now because our base movement speed is 35%, and if I turn this on, it goes up to 87. It gives like a big speed boost occasionally. That's really nice. That's the basic version of the build, sitting at 8.7, basically 9 million DPS. We also have 30% blockchain. I forgot to mention that earlier. Now we have the Uber version of the build. I'll go over this one a bit faster because we have already gone over most of it. So, a few different things have changed in the Uber version. The main thing is our ascendancy. So, we have picked up... Oh, right, I swapped that. Okay, so we have picked up Ambush and Assassinate, which gives more critical strike on full life and on low life, as well as more crit multi on full life and more damage on low life. It is very, very strong and gives a lot of extra damage. You don't see it right now because I don't have it toggled on, but we basically picked up our 5th major Ascendancy passive with 5th notable with a Forbidden Blush and Blame. I picked Deadly Infusion specifically just because Deadly Infusion is the cheapest one of all of these. Toxic Delivery was the cheapest for a while, but then it spiked in price by 13 times over the past few days. So that's crazy. But if you can get Deadly Infusion, Ambush and Assassinate, or Toxic Delivery, whichever one is the cheapest one, is the one you pick, and that's the one you deallocate from the actual allocation for your Ascendancy. We've grabbed another section, just with more damage on the dagger area there. More movement speed here, and more damage. We have gone up here and grabbed more spell suppression and more movement speed, so now we're at 93% spell suppression. And our evasion chance has also gone up because we have more evasion. Most of the rest of this tree is still the exact same that it was before. Now, we've moved to the Uber version for the items. The main difference at this point is that, or at least in my version of the build, and I'm not going to require this for other people, but in my version of the build, I've gotten a corrupted version of the Leper's Alm, which has removed the spell suppression and given me a level 23 Grace. So I now have a bit of extra evasion rating through that, and I have 1 extra free gem slot, which leaves even less things that we actually have we actually need to use for our gems. I swapped out the Venomous Toxins here just because the duration of ailments on enemies and the damage for power charge is actually so good that there isn't a huge loss. We're losing 3 million DPS here, which isn't really a big deal when you consider that we're almost at 31 million DPS right now. But before Culling Strike, we're at 27.5 million. And we can have more damage, but the important thing right now is that we have evasion rating and chaos res, because that has been our weak point for a while now. So that's kind of what this fulfills by swapping over that. Having the Searing Exarch and Eater of the World implicits make all the difference for the helmet, and it makes it actually reasonable to swap. Nothing else here really has changed, except for the fact that the Covenant has increased socked duration gems. This is a nice little bonus that you can add. It is not the biggest deal in the world, but it is a good piece of damage you can add to it. Let's see how much difference is. Okay, yeah, so 3 million of the damage here. So 10% of my damage comes from that extra implicit. It's nice, but it's not required until much later. Now, going over to the Uber Gems. Well, the same thing that you would expect, except for now we have level 21 Vol Haste. Still level 1 Vol Blight, because we can get the maximum effect from the level 1 version, and we don't need the base duration, because that's only for the base Blight. Level 20 in all these, because level 21 doesn't actually all that matter that much. We have set Wither, Spell Totem Support, and Multiple Totem Support all to level 1, because you just do not need to level that up at all. Wither at its base level is the most efficient that it will ever be. Giving it more levels will give remember correctly, it will decrease the movement speed of whatever you're fighting. But ultimately, the main benefit that you get from it is from the skill effect duration here, and just from the 6% increased chaos damage taken, and the wither stacks. So there's no actual reason to make your mana cost more than it already is. We have the spell totem support, which leveling it up just gives you more damage on the scale, but wither doesn't deal damage. Multiple totem support, leveling it up just gives more damage, but we don't need that. And then faster casting has more cast speed there, so that we can apply our wither stacks faster and keep them up better with less totems. We have a bunch of awakened gems here. It's more or less what you would expect. Awaken deadly ailments, awaken unbound ailments, so on. For reservation, we now have precision at level 20 and grace, which is the exact same way that we had it before. Not ball grace. We do not have the buttons for ball grace. But the great thing about that is that we can have level 1 grace instead. Which gives us an extra evade chance. Yay. For some reason, some of the stuff isn't activating. Okay. Cool. We've also added Herald of Agony, because Herald of Agony is ever so slightly better than Aspect of the Spider, and it's way easier to get Herald of Agony than it is to get Aspect of the Spider, because that Aspect of the Spider requires an affix on your gear. We can also add Enlighten to this, which will give you even more unreserved mana. This Enlighten is great, but honestly, we don't need it. You can take that out and then give yourself something like, I don't know, whatever you want to put here, really. You can add a banner if you want to have yet another thing that you have to hit on your bar. I don't really want that, because it sucks. You can add Vitality here, and give yourself, like, I don't know, a level 5 Vitality. Give yourself a little bit extra life regen. But I personally am just fine with having Enlighten there. And then this is the same as it was before, except for the level 21 Steel Skin. That's the build! So I will be showing, in the background of this, I'm going to try to show some of the actual gameplay, but for now, this is just what we have. Okay. I've been enjoying playing this build a whole lot. It's been quite fun. It is a very, very fun build to play, because it's really nice being able to just hit one thing in a breach and having the entire breach die suddenly. That is really, really nice. Hitting packs when you're leaving leaving the area in a heist and just wiping out the entire pack, so nice. I love Poison Proliferation. It is also nice because we have a total of 33 seconds on poison duration. So you can hit something a whole bunch and then die. And even if you die, you still have, I don't know, another 30 seconds of the boss dying. Which is great, and it feels amazing to run. I'm going to keep updating this build, so when you look at it on YouTube, you might notice that the path of building that I have up is a bit different, but that's okay. That just means that I'm going to be continuing to work on the build and make it better and better. Okay. So for those who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next build video. As for those who are on Twitch, we still have a few more minutes till they are done with the maintenance. So while we do that, we are going to take a quick few-minute break. Then we'll be back, and we will jump back into playing on the actual server. See you soon, everyone. And we're back. And it looks like our ship's been commandeered again. Let's see. Yep, it's been commandeered again. Honestly, that makes me really happy, because that means that we get a bunch more gold. So, let's go rescue them again! Is this just Admiral Valerius every time? Apparently. Okay, sidestep the anchor. Totems up for Wither. Sidestep the anchor. Sidestep the anchor and the cannon fire. Okay. Second phase. Don't get pushed into the spike. And there they go. Don't get pushed into the spikes. Yo. Okay, for the cannon fire. Oh, he has a charge ability. I don't think I've ever seen that, and I've fought him a few times now. For the anchor. This is my third time fighting him. Okay, anchor. Okay, and second phase. Having to deal with his phases while also... oh god. While also avoiding the cannon fire is kind of challenging. Wonder if you're supposed to be, like, running around the outside or something. Because I don't really see the need. Ow. Oh my gosh, these clouds? These waves are so annoying. I keep putting my poison stacks on them. Oh my gosh. Stop being a butthead. Okay, man, he's dead. Yay! Yes, I was very, very worried about you, my friends. I definitely didn't come here for the gold. Now go get yourself captured again so I can get more gold. I feel like all I'm doing is robbing pirates at this point. Which is great, because now I have another 45,000. Actually, I already had like 10,000, so I only got 35,000 from that, but whatever. It's still good. Okay, what should I send out? I only have the orichalcum and I want to use it to upgrade things. And I can send 500 orichalcum safely. And 1,000 corn as well, I guess. Sure. Rather have it doing something. And we're still gonna be waiting on the Xanthium. That's gonna not too much longer, but a little bit. Put more money into treasury? That's the word, treasury. I feel like one of these runes is valuable. I don't remember which. I feel like one of them is. Okay, well, it's not the river. Not sun. Round. Bounty. Life? Or no. Okay. Okay, so none of those runes that are valuable.
Greetings. Keep your life to your own. What have you got for me?
Okay, well, we're gonna wait on our ships to do more things. In the meantime, let's go fetch Katarina. We need to do one more map, and then we have Katarina. I just need to make sure I do not interrogate anyone. So if I interrogate anyone, I will kick out the people who are currently there, and I will lose Mastermind experience. Ow. People are rude. Fire-throwing people. Oh, I got a Countless Strongboxes mission from Kirak. The one where it replaces all the creatures in the map with just more Strongboxes. That was really nice. That was really good for gold. I just had a thought. I wonder if there's any way I can record the streams without the overlay in it. Like, I want the overlay for the VODs, but I also would love a version that doesn't have the overlay for just making YouTube videos out of it. I didn't just cause me trouble, right? You know, I didn't... Okay, I didn't cause any trouble. Good. I will say that poison proliferation range is not very good. It's actually, it leaves something to be... It leaves you a bit wanting, I have to say, but... Ow. Man, these things hurt. Probably because they're all spells. I'm pretty sure that's all just rolling magma. Okay, oh, there's a way off the side up here. I wonder if that's the boss area, because usually it's off the side a bit. Yep, this is the boss area. I need to actually get faster casting on my totems, because I don't have it yet. I just have Detonate Dead over here, because... I don't know. I don't know why. I just have Detonate Dead over there. Occasionally, it's really useful. Technically, it can poison, so it's not bad. It scales really well without adding anything. It's one of the skills that scales the best without adding stuff. So I've just kept it because it makes leveling easier when like you're in the campaign. Usually I would have gotten rid of it by the time I killed Katava, but I don't know. I've continued to have slots for it. So. Yum, lots of... What? Oh god. Chased by Blade Vortex. That's probably it. Yeah. Oh, and we got 5. Oh yeah, I've been getting a ton of passive points, so I now have Puck over here and some blocking stuff. I'm all in on Breach and Betrayal now. I gotta say, Betrayal is kind of betraying me. Not really getting what I was getting last league from it. I mean, it keeps giving me safe houses, which help level a lot, but... It keeps giving me safe houses that help me with leveling a lot, but... That's the main thing I'm getting from it. I mean, I do have a pretty notable chance of getting a Veiled Orb, because I keep pumping out more and more Katarinas, so... Eventually I will get it. I can't just not ever get it. So... Okay, I don't care if Haku is. I like stuff. And thing. Spell damage and dot multi. That's not a good spell damage roll, right? No, it's not. No. Get the third area. Third trail encounter in a second. Looking for either a fortification or a transportation. Ow. Maybe I do actually need to put brain power towards this. Okay. Well, that's kind of sad. Okay, yeah. One thing. Okay, so we need to go far to the left. Ah, it's transportation. Awesome. And this will give us our Katarina. Okay. Sure. Up here. There's still more of the map, but I don't care. Katarina time. Gotta say, I'm happy that there is the ability to respec with gold. I will never use it. Up until now, I haven't really had the luxury of using gold for much of anything besides the town. So, like, the concept of spending 12,000 for 1 point? Wow, okay, yeah, I would never use that. The time I usually want to respec is early game. And early game, I'm not going to have 12,000 gold just ready for me. She's supposed to be invulnerable, but she is not. I feel like the invulnerability thing on the bar where it turns yellow gets stuck a lot. Like, more often than it doesn't get stuck. Kind of unfortunate. It makes it much harder to see what their actual health is at when there's the yellow bar up. Nope, go away, apparition. I have actual things to fight. Oh, I did a synthesized map as well, off stream. It was not incredibly interesting until the boss fight, and then I was just kind of dying because I was not as set up as I had hoped to be at the time with my gear. So it basically was, I would hit it a few times, I'd die, and I'd watch the poison slowly tick down the health. And me... I dealt more damage while dead than alive. And that's basically how I killed it. I just wasn't really ready for bosses in tier 14 at that time. I should be now, though. Be more than ready. Should be ready for tier 16 bosses now. I'd love to somehow fit another bit of Chaos Res and Spell Suppression to my build set, so I can cap my Chaos Res and Spell Suppression. I mean, I have plans for how I'm supposed to cap the Chaos Res, but that's basically have better gear than I currently have. Okay. Come on, Katarina. Oh, bitey. Want to bite me, you have to ask first. Okay. Cap. Nope. Square throw. Okay. And hit. Ironically, I find that the little creatures that use spells around here are actually more dangerous than the lieutenants ever are. I tend to try and avoid them. Or trying to try and kill them immediately. I should actually be using my ball skills. Go. I'm thankful I don't have to stand on that ground. Uh-oh. I don't really like this. Oh, thank you for the follow. 1 second and I will be able to see things. Thank you, Big Bunny, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to our community. We try not to die to Katarina. That's mainly what we do here. Ow. Anyways, thank you for becoming one of our people. I hope you enjoy the stream very much. Have a great time while you're here. Okay, there you are. Spear throw down? Nope. Other lane. Oh, she's already dead. Oh, she keeps doing the skeleton thing, though. You have to activate them all so that they don't activate on their own. Way more dangerous. If you miss even one of them, it sucks. They are prime target. Alright, break the last capture point, and the final fight. May actually use skills. Helps. Okay, I don't need to be here anymore. There we go. Okay. This is our 7th Katarina now. Will we get it? The 7th time. Will we get a Veiled Orb? Veiled Orb. Veiled Orb. Veiled Orb. Veiled Orb. Veiled Orb. Please. My gosh. 0 for 7. Man. I got over 100 Divine worth of Veiled Orbs last league. And now I'm just getting fucking nothing. Well, that's painful. For the... Oh, these are the extra gem experience. Need gems that actually can be filled up and gain the benefit of it. Could max my Herald of Agony. Actually, it might be better to use it on... Oh, Frostbite's done. Oh, some of these finished, I didn't realize it. Can I do a corrupted gem? Yes, you can! Okay. That's good to know. And finish that more duration support off. That's basically... Do I finish off the more duration support, or I level up the Herald of Agony? I guess I'll level up the Herald of Agony. Oh, right, not this one. The one. Okay. Now give me new gems to level. Green to blue. Holy Relic. Another Lightning Strike. Barrage. Try Barrage. I'll deal with this later. Yeah. Up dash. Oh. Okay, already been here. Oh, I got overlap between my phase run and my Quicksilver. That was nice. Wait, why isn't Tainted Pact being showed? I mean, I assume it's not worth very much, but... I mean, neither is whatever the fuck the lightning thingy is. Ephemeral Bond. I guess it could be if it rolled. What is a perfectly rolled Ephemeral Bond? Okay. 40 crit multi does nothing. I have perfect lightning. It's 2C. Yeah, Ephemeral Bond isn't really worth it. I want the take back though. Oh, Elegant Hubris. Nice. Friends of Darkness. I don't know how much that card is worth. Why are we listening to Chipmunks rap? That's weird. Didn't really process it until now.
When it actually comes in, you can see it coming. We are really, really getting hit by winds right now, Jake. I'm not kidding it. Just a few miles from the rotation, we're in very, very heavy winds, although it really is not a tornado that I can see on the ground. This is just a storm.
It into packed.
Wind event now, probably 80
Nope.
or 90 miles per hour.
Hey, Prince of Darkness, how much are you? Only a few chaos. We'll sell you. Okay, what else do we have here?
Wind.
This'll Scarab of Profound Depth. There's definitely a dirty joke in there somewhere.
You think the wind is ever trying to tell us something and we don't know how to hear it anymore?
I bought a few of these last night because they got changed to, as far as I can tell, be better.
From the rotation, we're in very, very heavy winds, although it really is not a tornado, but
I think these are actually going to be worth something soon.
wind event now, probably 80 or 90 miles per hour.
I mean, they're already worth 11C last time I checked, but I think they might go up in price a bit more. No, they're still at 10. Yeah, they're not changing in price, really. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
Wind.
Oh, I bought them for 10, so not a big deal. Actually, curiosity. Oh, other way around.
We are really, really getting hit by winds right now, Jake.
Wow, there were 500 right now, okay. I swapped a bunch of them where like I bought a bunch with Chaos and then sold them for Divine the other day, and I actually made a pretty nice profit. Doesn't look like that's possible right now, though.
You think the wind is ever trying to tell us something and we don't know how to hear it anymore?
Hey, let's see. Oh, we have enough to upgrade our place.
Just a few miles from the rotation, we're in very, very heavy winds, although it really is not a tornado that I can see on the ground. This is just a storm. This is a wind event now, probably 80 or 90
Upgrade town.
miles per hour.
Wind.
12 offers an improved roll. Reduced recruitment reroll cost. Okay. Not really on my top priorities right now. Increased farming speed. I assume if it's increased farming speed, that means it's still the same price, it's just faster. Let's get some more Crimson Iron bars then. Oh, we're just barely short. We're short by 14. That's not very much to be short by. Well, time to get back to the old Katarina grind.
Wind.
Actually, let's take a break and do some heisting stuff, because I still have some heist stuff to do. Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to be sleepy. I would take it pretty easy today, but I don't know. I think the work over the last few days has been catching up to me. God, it is horrible frame rate in town here. Really wish they would let you turn off other people's microtransactions. It sucks having to view them constantly. I would rather have frame rate than see other people's microtransactions. Or just make them run better, either or. Let us cull the, like, painful ones that kill our frame rate. There's got to be, like, a frame rate, like a minimal frame rate version of the microtransactions for people who turn the setting on. Some of us want to be able to actually run Path in town. I swear, Path definitely runs the worst in town over any other zone in the game for me. I don't struggle with any zone anywhere like I struggle with towns. I like having the Agony Crawler. I almost never use it. Wait, no, I want to grab this one first. Have that one first. Then even if it locks down the place by me grabbing this, it's fine. I can still just grab the remains. I don't have to kill as many things as I am, but it is good for gold. Up to something more chill. Okay, what is... Oh, it's one of the rares that's making it so I can't kill anything. Hard to tell whether it's if there's a random totem or a random rare. Bad I can't die totem rares, or can't die totems. So all it really does is stop you from losing your last point of life, so it's not that good, because as soon as the totem disappears, then you usually die immediately, like the creatures do. So. That wouldn't be that useful. These guys with, like, the giant balls they're firing, the auto enforcers, I would love do a Spectre build with him specifically. I've said that before, but I'd love to. It looks really fun. Like, they're really obnoxious to fight, so they must be good if I had them on my side. So some things can just be awful in your hands and awful in the enemy's hands too, so awful to, like, the enemy's benefit. So I don't know. Huck, give me coin. It has wares if you... Okay, we need a demolition one. I'm wanting to do some blueprints as well. I reveal a blueprint that's... Oh. B. Nope, just brute force. They'll level a bunch of people up, though. I haven't done any of this stuff this league. Any grand heists. Be best to do level perception. Perception? I mean, Nanette is the specialist. I might as well. Let's see what we can get from this. That should be fine. Rare monsters and feeble. Big deal. Not at level 73. Only tier 5. Or tier 6. Good to actually have levels on people, because I've not really been doing that. I like Heist. Always liked Heist. Actually kind of sad, because I got all the rogues off screen, and a few leagues ago I did a guide, just basically how to quickly get all the rogues within 5 minutes, and I have referenced to my own guide repeatedly, actually. I kind of want to remake it, because, I mean, I've got a new microphone, and I can do a better job this time. But I already got my rogues this league, so I can't demonstrate it, which sucks. I would prefer to be able to demonstrate it. I think I got hit with one of the crits. Can I step on these? Yeah, I can. Don't have to worry too much. They're not that dangerous. Please do your job. For Ella. Oh, there's another one here. Oh, I must have accidentally opened this one instead. I can open one of these. Okay, hold on. Let me see what are my options down here. Then I can decide what to do with those chests. Okay, 16 vol orbs, a mechanical belt. I don't know, are people buying mechanical belts at level 76? Let's see. Okay, mechanical belt. Yep, they seem to be 10C apiece at like at any level. That's good. All orbs, probably. Is that a 6-link? That's 5-link. That's definitely not getting picked then. 15 chaos orbs or a different 6 socket. I mean, the chaos orbs would be better technically, unless I want the mechanical belt for myself. No, in that case, it'd still be better for me to just buy one for myself if I wanted one. I'll take the 15 chaos orb. And I'll open the one chest with Nile. Damn. Yeah, let poison proliferate. Sure. I could have got the other one. I probably could have if I didn't grab the chaos orbs immediately, but I did, so whatever. It's fine. I would have just gotten 2 more stack decks anyways. I don't need to like stop and kill a bunch of stuff, but I am partially doing it just because of gold. All the extra rares and magic packs are dropping... Well, actually, they're not dropping amazing gold, but usually they do drop good gold. Like, in general, when you're mapping, a blue pack can drop a lot of gold. So I think the amount of gold I can get from these is decreased or something. Doesn't seem as high. Oh god, where am I going? Wait, okay. I wanted to make sure that I was going the right way before I jumped to the minefield. Feels like a risk I don't really want to take unless I have to. Yay, everyone leveling up. Okay. Do that there, since I can come back and get it. I don't really need to go to town just to drop off. Okay, so I have... I want 6 chests. First ones are the breach tests here. Not gonna bother with the weapons, because they're pretty much never worth it. Wait. Breach rings? Breach rings. There is a something challenge for doing making a grasping mail, which is from breach rings. So I want to collect some breach rings when I get the chance to get the grasping mail. Means I need to update my loot filter so I can actually see them. And speaking of updating your loot filter, if you haven't done that since the start of the league, I would highly suggest you do that, because updating your loot filter allows it to accurately point out things that are valuable. Because things do change in value over time. If something comes out as valuable later, then your loot filter will not be up to date unless you have updated it. Simple as loading it in Filter Blade and then just saving it. Okay, ambush charge. Wand with caster, no crit. Aquatic axe. Explicit caster modifier. Pretty good. Pretty good on Void Scepter. On level 76 though, which is not ideal. Herb Defend Coil, which is not terrible, except for the fact that it rolled awful. Wonder what the Psychotic Axe is. It is worth. Oh, it's our 10C. Okay, I'll pick this. That's an easy pull. Here. Now as you can do. Just, I don't care what you think. Wait, I need to go this way. Wonder if poison can proliferate from clones onto the original. So that would be amazing. For me. Not for them. Me, definitely. You know, I used to disarm things like the landmines there, but I don't think it's worth it at the moment. I think the reason I used to do that was because I always had a shitty Chaos Res. I don't this time. Oh, actually, I haven't had shitty Chaos Res in the build for a while. I've just learned to build it in to all of them. There we go. Let's at least... It's 25 seed just for the rewards. The end reward. We got some stacked decks. 3 rings. I hope they don't have to be unidentified, actually. That would be kind of suck. I do want that. Date that later. Very good. Not very good. That's not very good. Both of my shipments should be ready now, so it is a good time to go back to King's March. I feel like I only saw one shipment be. No, they're both ready. Oh, an Agneron, nice. That. Okay, who needs what? We need corn and pumpkins. 1,000 of each. Nothing. Give wheat and pumpkins. Actually, I've been wondering something for a while. How much would it cost to do everything you have? That would be 74% risk, And it would be a shipment value of 887,000. Wow. Okay, well, we're not doing that. But it is funny. We're going to get 1,000 wheat and 1,000 pumpkin. And a bit of extra dust to add to it. I always ship a bunch of dust because I have almost 200,000. Oh. No. No. Okay, the Egnorod west. Because I already have a west and a south. And a south. So I have 2 souths and 2 wests now. Find an east and a north. 2 easts and 2 norths. Then I can make some more. Not more. Then I can make some Vingtar Square maps. What was I waiting for right now? Waiting for something. Oh yeah, I was gonna get bars, but I'm still short on Crimson Iron. I need to do actual maps for that. Okay, so where am I? I need Crimson Township. Couch, Necropolis. Vested Valley, and Geode. Okay. No blue. Okay. Can I do all of these? As long as they don't have the the avoidance thing, where they avoid bleed and poison stuff. Maximum resistances, no. Can't regen, no. Also can't do physical reflection either. That one also hurts, but I should be able to do it. Valley, Museum. Necropolis, Lookout. Lookout. That one's gonna suck a bit, but all these are corrupted now, so I'll actually get the full completion for them. I'll do the one that's gonna suck the most immediately, so I know. And don't get surprised. Get all that gold. 28,400. That was 1,600 gold right there. But Bismuth. That is a shitty Volside area. Always check the affixes on the Volside areas, because sometimes they have increased experience gain affixes. They're rare, but they do exist. And those can be worth doing. Otherwise, I never touch the Volside areas. Not worth it. Ooh. Cartography, Scarab of Corruption apparently is good. Oh! Intervention. I didn't even notice. Oh gosh, okay. Ow. Ow. Oh right, this area sucks, I forgot. Oh. I do want you out of intervention. You're not gonna help me there. Reduce resistances and monsters have increased accuracy rating and hexproof. None of that's good. And prevent less and less spell damage suppressed too. None of that all sucks. I should just go find the boss and get out of this map as quickly as I can. I'm only doing this for the completion anyways. I mean, okay, I would like to get the encounter as well. The oh my gosh, betrayal encounter, that's the word I'm looking for. There we go. Gotta be very careful. Rogues are gonna be very dangerous. How do I have this here? Not you. Okay. Okay, there is a breach there. But I want to get the boss done at least so I can make this. I can make a decision whether I want to actually stay in here or not. Oh, this is not the right way, I don't think. Where's the boss? It is a Verisium. There. I do want, but it is awful to deal with. Usually I feel like it feels really straightforward finding the boss in Geode, but I'm not really getting there. Did I just walk past it or something? I must have. Is this a reduced armor map? No, it's not. Okay. How much armor am I getting from Huck? I'm getting 13% physical damage reduction. I think he is a level 15 determination aura too, which is kind of sad. Maybe I should change what aura he's in. Yeah, actually, I should either pick up a Malevolence aura or a Discipline aura. Because, I mean, the ES isn't amazing as a defensive line for me, but, I mean, that would give me more ES regen and more base ES when he's in area, so it's not bad. Okay, I think I just walked past the boss. I think the boss is literally right here. No, he's not. Where the fuck is the boss? This area usually has a very specific shape. Down here? Must be. I mean, I'm running out of places to go. Yeah, here it is. Okay, and proliferate all poison. And I can leave. Bye. There we go. Great thing with poison proliferation is everything around the boss just died. And each of them proliferated a stack of poison to it, and then it died hard. not mean to do that. Yeah. And I feel really drained. Not ideal. This might end up being kind of a short stream. Ooh, breach rings. They actually are showing up. Maybe I did already edit my loot filter so it shows breach rings. I would be meaning to do that for a little bit. I must have done it at some point. Yes, proliferate! Love the proliferation. So good. So many splinters. Okay, where's that Verisium? Around here somewhere. Not here. In the wrong place. I feel like it's over here. There it is. Okay. 400. I will go to 300. I don't trust to be able to do anything crazy. Okay, got a few hits in. Okay. Proliferating sun poison. Yep. See things dying. Okay, is that poisoned? No, somehow I didn't manage to poison that. Okay. There we go. Means my crit chance is not perfect. Sucks, but I'll get there eventually. Ow. Okay, this is why I have... Oh. There was not enough bodies to detonate dead. Yay, Verisium! Okay, let's get the hell out of this map. Awful, awful map. Strongbox. Will also do well with Strongbox. They're next on my list. I love Need for Steve Underground. Glad that Steve is still alive and kicking. Oh, I hate maps like this. Look at the creatures. If I didn't have health bars above them, you would not know that there is a parasite over there. We need Photoshop style inner or outer glow on creatures. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, they just destroyed the... Oh, wow. Didn't expect that to happen. I'm still kind of slow, I guess. The problem is I don't hit enough things without having the Ancestral Call, but I'm weaker with the Ancestral Call. Makes me not really want to run it. Okay, anything around here? How much gold? There we go. Yes, proliferate. And if you have Chaos Res, these eggs that are on the ground just become barrels you can kill by walking over. It's honestly great. I'm gonna activate the Crimson Iron at the same time. Have more things to proliferate through. Yes, proliferate. Let's try this side. Yes. I hit a lot. Another realm. Well, it is convenient not having to buy portal scrolls. The benefit of having portal scrolls is just so high. Like being able to use the key. The portal key. If I could use the portal gem and just it be a key, like a hotkey, that would be... I would use it. But I'm not because it's just a pain. Takes extra time to do it. Coral's Essence. I'll level you up. I will just interrogate you. Okay, what do you have from me? Not be slowed or stunned, sure. Oh, this is Monster's Plane. That's not ideal. Say, sometimes it feels like the damage is not here with this build. That's frustrating. You know what? I don't actually care. This character is not very meant for Ultimatum. Ultimatum tends to have like a small number of very juiced creatures and it slowly ramps up the number of juiced creatures. I am much better with larger numbers of small creatures. There we go. And it's dead. A little bit more over here. There we go. Okay. We're gotten a lot of XP this time, too. We're gonna hit 93 pretty soon. Oh, for a second I thought this was the boss fight. No, this is just getting Natasha's war journal, not actually fighting Natasha. Did we get a ship that came in? Forget. No, we're still waiting for them. Treasury be empty in 2.5 hours. If we're using 5,000 an hour, we have 7,000. Oh, because the ships are going to come back and dock soon, which means that we'll no longer be paying them. Because you only pay them when they're actually out. Okay, what else do we want? I have access to a bunch of gateways I could take that I have not been using. I might use the Eldritch Gateway over here to get access to the Syrian Exarch stuff. I tend to work better with the Syrian Exarch stuff than the Peter stuff. I just find the Syrian Exarch to be a lot more... I don't know, I feel like the drops from the Syrian Exarch are better. Or not from the Syrian Exarch, from the altar specifically. Like the Syrian Exarch will give you Chaos Orbs and... What else will they give you? Chaos Orbs and occasionally annulments and ink fusings and fizzles, I think. The Eater will give you Jeweler's Orbs and Chromes and like other things that aren't worth as much as the Exarch. So I think I'm going to use the thing and go over there. The other option is that I go and try to get more strong buff. Also make Conqueror maps more common. That might be worth it. A lot of options. I could also actually go Expedition this league. Problem with Expedition is that so often there's immunity remnants, where it's like, oh, monsters become immune to physical damage. Well, I deal a lot of physical damage, or monsters become immune to chaos damage. Well, that just turns off my build. Like, there's no counterplay to immunity. Besides just not it being a thing that you're immune to. So I don't know. I feel like if they remove the immunity stuff, then it actually would make Expedition a little bit less awful. But there's no build that can avoid being shut down by the expedition's immunity stuff. Because there's every damage type is an immunity that can pop up. So if you do pick Extreme Archaeology where you have one explosive that opens a massive area, then I mean that's not that good, because if there's a immunity to chaos damage thing in that area, I just can't do that area. Like I have to put the explosive way off where I'm supposed to, and then it'll just suck. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty iffy on Expedition generally because of it. The other option is I just make another Atlas passive tree and I just do something crazy with it. Like I go full Expedition or like full Harvest or full Beyond or something and try some of those mechanics out, because I don't usually do that stuff. Blight, for example, I don't usually use Blight, like, ever. I never pick any of the Blight passives. I just never do any of that stuff. Maybe that'd be worth picking. What even are the Blight passives? Blight towers can be salvaged after the encounter for rewards. Okay, that's cool. Oh, and the more towers you build, the better the rewards are. Okay, that's cool. I didn't even know that existed. Monsters spawn faster, and there's more non-unique monsters. Okay, that would make proliferation a lot easier. Lucky Blight chests. Okay, that's good. And chance for it to open again. That's also good. Blight encounter chance. Cassia's Pride, where mainly it's about using the towers rather than using your own damage, which I don't really want. Blight monsters take 12% increased damage. Ichor Pump has increased ability. Maybe. It's not as good. Blight chests in your maps have 60% more chance to contain blighted maps. Leading a blight encounter in your maps grants all players Blight Reach. Blight Reach grants a chance for maps to drop as blighted maps instead. Okay, if you really want to go all in on Blight, you can do that, I guess. Blight bosses in the area have a 10% chance to add an additional reward chest when defeated. One lane of Blight encounters in your maps is guarded by only Blight bosses. Oh gosh, that sounds terrifying. You know, you could do something really crazy if you went into Blight with Beyond. So, just pumping out monsters. Adding the scarab things where unique monsters drop more scarabs. And going with the Blight spawn option. And what else would increase your Blight monsters? I mean, you could go for the explicit modifier stuff too. Which just would give more want on all your monsters anyways. Yeah, you could do like a really fun Blight and Blight and Beyond thing. Let me see. I'm gonna look up and see. There's gotta be some sort of Atlas passive tree thing up for planning them. PoE planner. Tax roll. Okay. Like, can't share it if I put it on max roll for a little bit. Does the PoE planner have a thing? I'm going to show this on stream in a second. Oh, okay. PoE planner, you can export it as URL. It also seems less laggy. Okay. Let's open up a thing. Please. I not. Hold on. Hold. Can I see this without getting a ton of ads, maybe? Sorry to everyone who's waiting. I will be able to see this in a second. And, okay. Can I see this without broadcasting ads? Yes. Okay, here we are. So let's look at a passive tree, or if we wanted to do Blight and Beyond. Is there any benefit to having Einhar, Alpha, Nico, or... Well, I guess we'll just go through the Einhar area. So we can get to some of the Blight stuff. This costs of building and upgrading towers. On more non-unique. That. Okay. Cool. It'd be worth it to grab. I mean, if I'm gonna already have more Einhar. Actually, no, it's skipped it. Never mind. Okay, how else should we? So we could go this way. Get rid of non... We're gonna get rid of things that aren't Blight, for the most part. Yes. So we're gonna have unique monsters drop more... Increased chance to drop more scarabs. Good. Boards... Grab that. Okay, so we also want to have Beyond stuff. Beyond stuff here. Beating a Beyond boss gives you demonic power. I mean, having extra bonuses, damage would be good. Damage and survivability. Quantity of tainted currency, sure. Okay, so what else do we have? We have Beyond Portals, cannot spawn bosses, have less merging. So if we do that, it's an anti-synergy with Sonic Power. I think we want that more. We want Beyond Bosses. I don't know if Beyond Bosses would help us if we're trying to also deal with Blight stuff at the same time. I mean, if I took out... If I took out the Beyond boss stuff, I could use Endless Tide. So it's just normal Blight creatures to help the proliferation. Okay, let's go up this way. And spawn a unique boss. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we're gonna go up this way. This contains blighted maps. Completing a blight encounter map gives each player blight reach. We don't really want that. At the moment, at least. We do want the blight spawn bosses. Update. My text is... Huh? There's not exactly a lot of room for that, but sure, let's go with that. Okay, so where's the other stuff? Okay, I have more Blight here, and more Blight over here. That'll just give me more Blight chance. What about those? 24% chance of a Blight encounter. Brings us up to 100, okay, good. Damage. Don't want the other stuff here. I mean, those are good. Want that. Any way we can make this more... I feel like we could probably make this more efficient somehow. Ooh. Rare monsters have 50% chance to increase chance to drop scarabs from monster modifier affecting them. Okay, that will help. That will synergize with the Blight. We're also going to grab Searing Exarch Altars. But we can get bonus stuff for killing things. More upsides, downsides. Okay. What else? We can add more quality. Or more effect explicit modifier effect. That's what I'm looking for. Scarabs. If we're gonna have specific scarab drops, probably want to focus. I mean, we want to focus on cartography because those are valuable, and focus on. Is there not a Blight one, or am I missing it? I'm missing it. I must be missing it. I don't see it. Weird. Okay. We still have 40 points to put into this. Okay, so we have most things. What is this? Divination cards found. Basic currency items found. Unique items found. Okay, well we can take more divination cards and currency item. Good. Okay. Give all the blight stuff we need. For the sake of just having extra damage, I'll also take luck and some of those cash stuff here. So 32% chance to spawn him. I want no, that's just base contract. That. Yeah, that's blue plant. No, I don't want to need that stuff. Technically, we could add Delirium on top of this, and then just do Unending Nightmare. Which is, Delirium does not dissipate ever. Which would add even more juice to it, but I don't think I can handle that much juice. So, there is kind of that. Can block a lot. Is there any other stuff I want here? I mean, if I'm not using scarabs, I could go Unwavering Vision, but I don't know if I need that. I can search here. I'm gonna search the word unique. Buffs for unique monsters. That's what I'm looking for. Awesome. Now, I think there's much else I can add. Because I'd want to add more, like, you kill a unique creature, and it gives you X thing. That would be kind of my preference. I could just randomly add Ruckus to this to just give a bunch of extra exiles.
It's been a long time since we have parted ways. It's like I've lived through all these years still waiting. Well, now here we are. Is it
Maps can't be your favorite maps. That would be nice to build the block maps. I'll add that. Add some more Kirax stuff just because why not?
It's been too long, I don't recall how we ended up like this. But I don't think it matters when there's so much more waiting for us. So won't you
Could you
there's so much we can do together.
Could you take singular focus and shadow shaping and have no maps drop? Is that possible? Is that how that works? Increased chance of scarabs, increased explicit modifiers, maps of chance to take extra content. Yeah, I have no idea what happens if you do both singular focus and shadow shaping, because that means that you can't drop your favored or your non-favored maps. And all non-favored maps become basic currency items. I mean, that would not be good for your map sustain, but...
Whoever thought that we would meet again after we went our own ways, but there's no time to think, we'll have to go with the flow. It's been a long time, that makes it perfect, 'cause we won't be
Oh, there's more scarab stuff there. Yeah, I'll definitely take more scarab stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna skip... I'm gonna skip most of the other stuff, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna leave one point undone because, I mean, one of the points is for doing the feared, and most people will not do the feared for reasons. The hinted currency stuff isn't very useful, but all the Beyond Chance stuff is. Is this all Beyond Chance stuff? Yeah, it is. This is what it looks like in the end. The Lord of Carapaces are less important. Same thing with these other things. That's 12 points you can cut right there, if you don't have the points. You can cut out these ones when they're 5 points, for 17, if you don't have the stuff. Yeah, so if you're only somewhat of the way there, then those are the points that you probably would want to cut out first. Okay, let's see what this looks like in-game now. I'm going to swap back. Oh my gosh, for a second I had this fear that I had been showing Path of Exile this entire time. I've done shit like that enough that I don't... Ugh. Terrifying. Oh god, that is a giant, awful message. Let's delete that. I regret sending that message. How do I... You don't delete your own messages? No, that's absolutely not the right thing. One moment. Ah, so you can't just delete things that you post, huh? Why silly. Huh. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that is a very, very long link. I'll try to post that with the VOD itself, so people who are watching the VOD can see it. Okay, let's look at this, actually. I want to go this way. here. Salvage stuff. Get the more density. Oh, I'm wasting points. Go this way. Up. Go this way. Okay. Apply all those. Grab Blight there. This is gonna be a very interesting experiment because I've never bothered with Blight stuff before now. Like I've never seriously done Blight. So this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Most of that. Currently don't have the Syrian Exarch stuff. Don't have the Scarab stuff. All the Scarab stuff. I have all the rest of the Blight stuff, though, that I want. Except for this, which I don't want. That's for pure Blighted map stuff, and I don't know if I want that yet. Okay, next order of business would be to get Smuggler's Cache. Explicit modifiers and more Smuggler's Cache. Okay, so 100% chance to attract beyond monsters, 100% chance for a Blight encounter, and a 36% chance for a Smuggler's Cache, which will give us Huck, which will give us our aura. Okay. Actually, rather than picking up these, although I do want explicit modifier stuff, I am going to start by blocking a ton of shit there. So it's just so I have more space to work with in the maps. That will be healthier for us in the long run. Rather than taking these 3 points, I could also go up here. That is another option. Oh, hi Alice. Yeah, I'm building a Beyond/Blight Atlas farming thing. I'm trying to see what would be the ideal. I also added Smuggler's Caches in so we can have Huck. And I'm eventually going to add in Searing Exarch stuff so we have Exarch stuff on top of that. Yeah, let's see what this is like to just run a map with it. What is the map that sucks the least? Probably this. No, Necropolis would be awful for Blight. Let's try to look at it. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh, cool. I've been mainly using a Breach Betrayal tree. Oh, this is Lookout? This is not what I thought Lookout was. I was confusing with Lighthouse. Now I know it's... Have you had a chance to try your new tree yet? Harbinger Scarab of Regency. Nice. That's the Harbinger boss one, okay. And War Hordes, that's good too. Ooh, that has heavy strength and chaos. Or something. That's fair. Oh, what type of build did you just finish leveling? This map is gonna be terrible for Blight. Or really good, I don't know. Very hard to say. Okay. How's Kinetic Blast doing? I remember it used to be awful, and then they made a lot of changes through a lot of different leagues, and I've never tried it. Or I have not tried it since, I should say. The last time I tried Kinetic Blast was before Kinetic Bolt was added. So I think that's how a lot of people do the 5-way farming, so... Oh, you mean because it can just hit a lot of things? I guess that explains why they use that for 5-way farming. Cool. Like that. What did I just walk past? Oh, I did walk past the Blight. Oops. Cool. Yeah, it does sound like he'd be really good for that. So is that what you're doing again? You're just looking to farm a ton of Legion stuff? Oh, I guess that's why people need Orobots so badly to do 5-ways, because they just won't have the damage otherwise. Fair. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Nothing worse than buying an item, realizing it's not the item you needed. Okay. Time to learn how Blight actually works. Okay. Always been told that minions are good. I know there is one tower that does not do minions, but... Oh, there's already 2 bosses. Wow. Oh, there's 3 bosses. Oh god, there's a lot of bosses. Oh, right. Oh, Oh god. Right, there's an entire lane of bosses. Right, okay. Okay, stop. Stop! Wow, okay. That didn't go well. Oh, boy. I have some learning to do, apparently. I like to make last builds can't cap resistances start, so I know about makes them paper. Okay, that's fair. Well, that was fun, even if I failed miserably. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do. Because Blight seems... Well, I mean, being that it's basically tower defense, it is tower defense. Knowing how to best use your towers is probably important. So, I should actually learn how to use Blight effectively. I've always just been taught just spam minion towers, but that doesn't work if you have things that are immune to minion towers. And I don't really need things to kill small stuff. I need stuff to, like, slow down the big things so I can proliferate onto them. Okay. I need time. So maybe what I need is to use stone tower. And the other towers, the breathing towers too. Maybe I need to be going for the glacial cage one. Because that would be good to be able to block things. The glacial cage will just come up around anything that's like really dangerous or gets really close to the pump, I'm pretty sure, so that's an idea. Okay. None of that really worked, but whatever. Where am I going next? Grab the... Well, actually, no, I want to block a bit. Blocking as much stuff as I can probably is most important right now. Okay, let's try a different map and see how that goes. That's fair, yeah, it is nice to have everything in such a condensed area. I just don't know if it's good for what I'm trying to do specifically. That's pretty fast. I wonder if having, like, close quarters decreases the amount of creatures that you're going to get from Blight, or if it just condenses them. Because if it just condenses them, that actually would be good for me. I try Museum, actually, because Museum has very close quarters. Ah, that's fair. Oh, well, there's Cassie immediately. Okay. Probably clear out this area first, though. Well, that's a dead end. Figure out the area more or less. Let's see, where are we gonna go? Okay, 5 lanes. Okay, up and down. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna spam cold towers to start with and see how that goes. I'm gonna put some seismic towers down here. Towers. Can do that. Up there I can't really do that, but down here I can. Okay, more cold, more... I want that glacial cage, actually, that I did not pick up, that I probably should have been picking up. Glacial cage, there we are. Let's clear this area. Oh yeah, that wipes out a lot of things. Okay, take out the bosses now. Okay, this is a lot more like what it's supposed to look like, I think. Hey, back here. Actually, what's down south? Is that... Oh, that's already clear. Okay. Blight speaker. Okay, opening a ton of chests and stuff that all have cool shit in them is kind of fun. Oh, that's a lot of gold. Fun. Cool having the salvaged parts. I like that. Gives like an extra little bit of decent chests. That's fun. Okay, I'm starting to like this. I mean, this is the League to Blight, so... Up is at 300... There we go. Oh. Right. Okay, this stuff is really rough to deal with. There. Okay, we got one proliferation. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's working. Just needed to get enough poisons on things. Now we're good. I'm a bit slow and steady, but that's okay. I have to say, someone named Terrorface really does not spark a lot of terror in me. That feels ironic. I will say, knowing that the Blight is done for the map does make me feel kind of sad, because now it's like, what do I do now? I mean, I have Beyond Demons too, like that's still in effect. There's still things I can get from this, but I don't know, it's kind of boring now. Too bad you can't have multiple Blights per map. Maybe you can, and I just don't know about it yet. hate going through large, like, paths of nothingness to get to the packs. It's always sad. I think it's partially because this build is so slow. That is a problem with it. I'm trying to figure out. Actually, maybe I just don't use my Quicksilver enough. Because I have a lot of Quicksilver charges. I have a lot of things flooding my charges. I kind of wish I had a charge on crit Quicksilver. I don't currently have that. That was what I was supposed to have, but I have duration currently. Just that's what I have. I'm not gonna go around all of these corners. Fuck that. Fractured life on Ghastly Eye Jewel. Oh, that's worth at least 4C. Okay, how is my town doing? Okay, the ships are back. I should go and check them. Or I did Necropolis. Divine Orb! Yes! That makes me happy. Oh, that's an almost perfect hidden taste. I have to say, farming things that can be traded via the auction house is so much nicer than farming things that can't be. Also, I totally forgot to send my ships, please. Thank you. Beryllium. I think my beryllium is being smelted though. Well, I'll give that a second. Who's going where? Why does everyone want metal? I want to give you metal. I have a lot of metal to give. Technically, I have just barely enough crimson iron to fulfill that. Don't have enough orichalcum. You have bismuth. You know what? I'm gonna send some bismuth. They are going to get, I guess, 600 crimson iron and 300 orichalcum and dust. Sure. Okay. 11 more. Wait. Bars count for 5 times the quota? I did not know that. Thank you. That is very good to know. Oh. Well, I've been sending, like, bars equal to the quota. Shipping speed. Oh, I got ship to Kalguur and shipping speed. Oh my gosh, I can just rank this the fuck up. Holy shit. I got 3 ranks on that. Okay, so now I have Kalguur down there. Just put a Y on the end of that, and we're basically in Canada. That makes sense. Yeah, I figured it was just valued higher. I didn't realize that it also counted for more. This is the 3rd map I've done with Blight specifically, and the Blight has always been, like, right near the start. No, that's not true. The first one wasn't right. Never mind. Oh! Wow. Okay, that's nice. That's 2 Divine Orbs in 3 minutes. Wow. Okay, I guess I am lucky today. Compensating for the Katarina not luck. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty easy to pick things up off the ground and pick things up off of a ship. I mean, I did juice the map somewhat, but for the most part, that's just entirely coincidence. Oh. That's awkward. I guess I'm going... this. I'm gonna sit on this thing. Excuse me while I sit on your face. Uh-oh. Nope, wrong button. I want T. T for time to die. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be freeze bolt. Oh. Okay, never mind. Matter. Oh, I got another opalescent already. Wow. Opalescents are common, apparently. That was a salvaged horde instead of salvaged parts. Cool. I don't know if that response was into me saying that it was easy to pick items up. I don't feel like I earned those, I just got them. I'm kind of particular about what things I earn and what things I don't. Like, I do accept help from people generally, but, like, I don't know, it's one thing if I got something because of luck, it's another thing if I felt like I really invested skill into getting there. Oh! I didn't even process I said that. That's just my normal sense of humor. Oh. Oh, thank you. Your comments have made me very happy. You know, so far I'm actually enjoying this passive tree more than the last one. Though also this is new, so maybe that interest will fade over time, but it's really nice having just creatures spawn after I kill a pack. Just like, oh, would you like a second pack to go with your first pack? Pack? Yes, pack. Packed? I feel like I was saying packed. That's not right. Not right at all. Zoom? No zoom. Why no zoom? Why is life sad? Okay, now I can zoom. I have reason to zoom. $700 orichalcum. Wow. You know, I have a criticism of King's March, actually. There's a lot of, like, I like it generally. I do have one criticism I just thought of. For upgrading, it requires you on, like, the lower stages to upgrade with raw ore rather than upgrade with bars. And I have to say, I don't really like that, because that means you have to, like, prevent your smelters from smelting a certain amount. And, like, it's kind of a fight to make sure that your smelters don't smelt the stuff you need to use. It makes it a lot more finicky than I feel like it needs to be. Okay, what else do... I'm gonna go over here and start working on this. Okay, Crimson Township. I need to get myself some new boots. The evasion rating on these is really, really shit. Like, I should be able to get at least 800 evasion rating on that. That is... well, that's max rolled tier 1 life. That is really good. I lose a bit of life, but I don't really care about that. If I could get... let's see, what are my defenses? That's 34 fire. I could drop that fire res entirely and replace it with chaos res, and that would actually be better for me. I might do that. I could also pick up dex there too. Where am I getting my dex from? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, I have a dex problem right now. Actually, if I could get Dex, Lightning, and Chaos boots, that'd be really nice. Before I forget, let me write that down. life, armor filters, evasion. Cool. I'm just gonna want to put that up so I could actually remember to check it. Okay. Just because I don't want to have to like sit there and figure out again what I just figured out. Okay, this is actually going to be a pretty decent spot for Blight, I think. The kind of condensed area. I feel like choke points are really good for it. I clear it a little bit. Oh, yeah, the mirrored rings. I forgot about those. I bet there's some really fun things in the market. If I was doing an energy shield build, like a pure energy shield build, I feel like I would really enjoy that because, or a pure life build, either or. Because you could very easily remove one for the other. Okay, so 4 lanes, one of them is the boss lane. This is the boss lane. This is the one I need to slow down the most. These I need to... Uh-oh. Wait, is this the boss lane? Is it not the lane that says it's the boss lane? Is that not the lane? Uh-oh. I'm slightly concerned now. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. So, things we've learned. Don't do that. Okay, so where it says the boss lane isn't necessarily where the boss lane is, because the boss lane thing is from a passive, and apparently that's not shown. That just means that a boss will come down that lane. Okay, that is important information. I would not have put so many towers on that area had I known that. I was trying to read chat. For 200 HP and 1 recoup on 1... Wow. That is a lot. Did I say 1 HP and 200 recoup? No. 200 HP and 30% recoup. That is really good. Yeah, I don't really have any stats that I don't use, which makes it kind of awkward. I kind of use a bit of everything. Yum. No, I was bleeding. I'm not bleeding. Wait, if you're ignited, does that mean you're igniting? Because you're not burning, because burning is different. Oh, I guess you're ignited. I already said it. I said it in my question. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, The problem is I can't really do negative mana or negative energy shield or negative health with the way that this is set up. So that's kind of awkward. I can't really do health degen either. Or mana degen. Maybe a little bit. I'm not, like, overcapped ridiculously in one resistance or anything, so I can't just do it, like, a huge negative resistance. Right, if you're ignited, you're burning. If you're burning, you're not necessarily ignited. Right, okay. I kind of knew that. I knew if you were burning, you're not ignited, necessarily, but I could not remember whether being ignited meant you're always burning. Wait. Isn't there... Hold on a second. I have Innocence. Doesn't it give you life when you take fire damage? Or am I confused? There's something that gives you life when you take fire damage. If you had a... like, X to X fire to attacks against you, and you had a build that benefits from being hit by a certain element, that would actually be really cool. Yeah, 87% increased elemental damage with attacks is amazing. Yeah, because you can usually get up to, like, I think, like, 45, but having that would be crazy. So that would be able to get to, like, 90 then. That's basically near the max. I have an Eye of Innocence. Yeah. It's also possible I'm thinking of, like, an ancient version of it, too. Yeah, take fire damage when you ignite an enemy. Huh. Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of. What is that ring? Namahu's sign or something? When you ignite an enemy. What am I thinking of then? Like, it's does something when you take a certain amount of a specific type of damage. Just don't know what the fuck it could possibly be. Oh, Gluttony of Elements. I remember that's one of the weird ones. That's the really weird aura, right? Yeah, okay. Let me look up Gluttony of Elements again. I mean, that's not what I'm talking about, but I am curious what it is again. I totally forgot that was an aura that existed. Taking elemental damage instead heals you and nearby allies. Oh, it's a ball skill! Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what I was thinking of originally. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, 100% uptime on that and shade. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the shade form stuff where you could just stand beside Uber Elder and it would kind of just hang out with you and you wouldn't have to do anything. I am aware, I do remember that one. It's been a long time. I remember someone spent like an obscene amount of money to make that one build work. Oh, I can't use that. So like right before the time, for that like it had already been called as something that was going to be changed. And someone spent like a couple mirrors on a build for it. Okay, now I need to add. But this is probably going to be my last map. Because we've been going 3.5 hours already anyway. I am having fun, but I'm running out of steam, fortunately. Oh, we recorded more Dead Rising as well. That was so much fun. Honestly, like, I realize that it's not getting much traction, and it probably never will get much traction, but the Dead Rising series we're making on the, on Black Cat Studio is just... I'm just having so much fun with it. It is some of the most fun gameplay ever, and being able to do it with Han is really amazing. I think I'm probably gonna have a watch party for it at some point, where we just go and watch a ton of it at once. Get everyone caught up to it. "100% Shades form build," yeah. Yeah, the, that chestplate has been changed a lot. Need to get some stuff on here. Okay. Now that's dealt with, kind of. This. Nope, I did not mean to do fire. Okay, well it's fine because I am out of time to do anything anyways. Let's figure this out. Little cage. Okay. It feels like there's like a certain amount of time you have, and if you can figure shit out within that time, you're fine. But like there's like a hump you have to get past before everything goes crazy. Or before everything stops being crazy, and not before everything goes crazy. Yay. This is definitely a lot more fun than Blight used to feel for me. Strength of Blood. I know what that is. What that is. Can't think of it. Oh wow, that just let me open it like 4 times. Being able to reopen the Blight chest is awesome. Okay, I do not remember what it does. Maybe I never knew. Who knows? The problem is that Carlito's signature isn't. Oh, this doesn't give perfect agony anymore. Oh, that's useless then. That explains why it's useless. Physical damage reduction is good. What was the downside of it? I'll have to look it up at some point, but I could always use more physical damage reduction. I have no power here, apparition. This sort of leech and gives physical damage reduction. That is potentially really cool. Don't think it's useful to me, but it is really cool. Yeah, my build relies on leech. Eh? Uh-oh. A lot of exploding. This is kind of cool, though. Does it mean you can't leech at all, or you just can't leech life? Because my mana leech is essential to this build. Because I'm pretty sure it is. Doom. Doom. If recovery from non-instant. Oh, okay. So I actually could potentially use that if I wanted to give up my life leech. Interesting. This is why I say you need like thousands of hours to be able to build craft in this game. I didn't even fucking know that existed, and I have thousands of hours in this game. I can't imagine someone actually trying to build craft who does not have that much time. Well, okay, I can't imagine it, because I was that person for a long time. But... having, like, no idea how to do it, but still attempting to build craft. Which was ultimately what made me happy. But... it was a hard, painful process. Oh, even more. Yay, bonus objective. What's one ship back? Meaning the other ship should be coming back pretty soon. Three minutes. Wait, I can have more people on my ships now? Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, I should have more people on my ships. All this crap. Okay. Go look at my ships. No. Yes. Or I guess ship now. That's not... that is not good at all. I just discard all. I'm gonna send someone down to Kalguur. I should definitely have time for that. I'll need to, like, take time and, like, get more ore and plan it out and stuff, I think. Anything else cool I can do before out of time? Oh, I can have another ship. Cool. Port quotas are more rewarding. At some point I should actually upgrade my smeltery a bit, but... cool, I can use bounty runes. Fire, lightning, spell damage, minions... and spread burning ground on death. Full damage. Stuff. More stuff. Now, I should actually... that's... oh, covered in ash and covered in frost. Wow. Wow. Those are some of the biggest buffs that you can get in the game for those elements. Just having that on any weapons, any rare weapons, is amazing. I wonder if there's any poison proliferation type of shit that you can get. On any of this stuff, because if I get poison proliferation on as an enchantment, that would actually mean I wouldn't have to run Beanos anymore, which would be nice because I would like to actually run something besides Beanos. I mean, I probably won't find a weapon that's better than Beanos very easily, but I mean, I want to try other stuff. Oh my gosh, another Divine Orb! What the fuck? That's amazing! That's 3 divine in the past hour. Wow, I'm glad I played a bit more. Oh my gosh, I have so many... I have too many ships now. Yeah, Envy is there. That is pretty frickin' good. Wait, I'm using... Oh, I'm using level 20 Arrogance anyways. I was gonna say I could use this, but no, I don't need it. I'm not even using Clarity right now. That's just in there because I'm leveling the Arrogance. And I guess Clarity is a thing I can use if I want. Technically. I don't really need to, though. I don't know if it's worth the 96 reserved life or a bit of mana that I don't really use. Whatever. Okay, well, I'll figure that out. I still need to change some shit up in this build, because there's still... Oh no, I do have all the right gems, at least. I need a faster casting on my Wither support. Or on my Wither, that's a problem. Because I'm not hitting the Wither cap, or... Yes, the Wither stack cap. But whatever, I'll figure that out later. Anyways, thank you all for watching so much. This VOD will come out tomorrow on Black Khat Streams, and we also will have a highlight video coming out on Black Khat Studio tomorrow on YouTube. Another live stream on Thursday on here. We have... What else do we have? On Friday, we'll have another highlight video on Black Khat Studio, another stream VOD on Black Khat Streams, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll be having Dead Rising episodes 5 and 6 come out, which are just as fun. We're actually getting better at the game. It's amazing. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've had a great evening, and I hope you continue to have a great evening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. And... Yeah. I'll be an awkward duckling elsewhere now. Bye! No problem.